Well, heading to the movies tonight, Disney's Zootopia opens. A lot of people that are really anxious to see it, too.
If you go to Exarban Cinema, you'll also see Benjamin Lane. He worked as a story artist on the movie.
He lives in Omaha, and he's here to tell us about the process and what else he's got going on this summer. Good to see you,
Ben, welcome back.
Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, you were on, gosh, not too long ago. We were talking about stuff involving
Frozen.
Yeah.
Frozen Fever.
Frozen Fever, yeah. So explain what you do, because you're a story artist, right?
I'm a story artist, which means we are given the script. Then we visualize basically, how the movie's going to look.
Yeah.
So in addition to that, though, we're also like adding to the script. We're coming up with gags, coming up with dialogue.
Mm-hmm. And coming up with voices, because I heard on this one, did you lend your voice to at least the early stage?
Yeah, they have what they call scratch, which is when they need to do a screening for the studio. They need people to do the voices for the characters. Well, they're not going to hire professionals, so. Yeah. They like the way I.
So you lay it down before the big time professional voiceover people come in, right?
Yeah. I was replaced by Idris Elba.
Oh,
right. Big manly voice.
Right, that is.
That's okay.
So you got your pad here.
Yes.
You got your clipboard and you got a pencil.
Mm-hmm.
Can you draw something for us?
I think I will.
Is it something from Zootopia that you're going to draw?
Yeah. There's a particular character who I thought was a bit of a scene stealer. So he doesn't. He was featured in the trailers. But he...
is this one of the sloths?
It's this one of the sloths. You can tell that right away.
I could tell the way when he first started to draw the shape.
He was not as prominent when I was working on the movie. He had a pretty minor role.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, Ben, I'm going to have you turn just a little bit so the camera can get you.
Just
there you go, if you could face...
At least
so they can see kind of what you got going on here.
Right.
Because you said you've drawn in a lot of strange places.
Yes, I have.
Not too peculiar for you,
What's the strangest place, Ben?
I did caricatures for a convention for the deaf, and it was quiet.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of hand gestures, and it was interesting because it was definitely a situation I've never been in before.
Well, they're more visual people too, so I'm sure they really enjoyed it.
People are really intrigued by what you do. It's such a unique industry and like this specialty you found. So when you speak at an event like what you're doing tonight, what do you talk about with the audience?
Well, explaining, like I said, what the story artists do. They like to know my background, what school I went to, what did I study. How I got out there, of course.
How did you make it big, though? Like from being just like, oh yeah, I can draw, and then you end up working on these monster projects.
Yeah, you lived out in California. It took you to California for a while, right?
Yeah, it was my first job was working on The Simpsons. And of course, once you're out there, you start making contacts.
That's a nice first job, though.
Yes,
too,
it is.
You know?
It was a very good. And
That's
still a good job.
Yeah, my first job wasn't exactly the CBS morning show. I had to start somewhere else. You started on The Simpsons.
And what's funny is, like, I started in '97. I had been there, I don't know how many years. I still felt like one of the new guys. It was because the staff that's been there has been there for a long time.
Well, how do you start to envision a character when they first start out? Like you kind of, okay, this is what we want the movie to sort of be about, but then it's your job to bring it to life. How do you do that?
There's actually, for feature, there's actually a whole department that's their job. They determine really kind of what the characters are going to look like. And they take in, attitude, personality. How well will they translate on the screen? Overall shape. They try to get a variety of body shapes, so each person's distinctive, even if you just saw them in silhouette.
Sure.
So.
And for Zootopia, that opens
tonight,
right?
It actually already last night.
Some places,
in most theaters. So you've got that. What else are you working on after that? Are you working anything for this summer?
I've been on Ben 10, which is a Cartoon Network show. It's been around a while, and just coincidence that it's named
Your name is Ben?
It wasn't named after you.
No. It's my son actually watched it when he was a kid, but this is what they call a reboot. That's the guy right there.
This is why I love this scene from the sloths working at the, was it a bank? DMV. And of course, sloths are known for being slow, and then the process already frustrating. And so I feel like this is one of those that the parents are going to enjoy this just as much as the kids.
It really is.
Relate to it so well.
The movie isn't, it's very funny. I saw a screening of it already, but it's dealing with social issues too. So yeah, I think the entire entire family will love it.
Yeah.
Now the character here, what's interesting is he was actually voiced by one of the other story artists, and they liked his voice.
So they kept
They
his
kept
voice.
That's
it.
him.
He didn't get
Right.
replaced
No.
by
So
Idris
Ben, one
Elba.
of these days, you could be the voice guy, right? And the artist.
practicing.
The Omaha Film Festival's coming
Are
up.
you done?
you're
Oh,
done.
he's done.
Oh, there he is.
Look, check it out. We're just looking at the slots on the trailer,
His name is Flash.
and here's the result.
So that took about 3 minutes. That's pretty good. Omaha Film Festival's coming
That's
up. Are
so
you doing anything with
cool.
that
Yes.
now that you're in Omaha?
I'm going to be
Will you sign
speaking.
it for us?
Sure.
Yeah.
sign it.
They'll be speaking at the Omaha Film Festival coming up. This is the year 16, right? Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it is. The next Friday out at the Village Point Cinemas. I'll be talking in the morning at
And you're
some point.
teaching this class this summer?
Yeah, I'm going to try to, at the Creative Center, I'm going to be doing a storyboarding, intro to storyboarding class.
Yeah,
So-
fascinating stuff.
It is.
Ben Lane, thanks for coming in. And story-artist.com is a website
Yes,
you can go
yes.
to.
So good to have you as always. Have a great night tonight
you.
at
All right.
Exarban Cinema.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ben.
The 20th